Imagine a summer night in New York City, 1977. The air is thick with humidity, but a chill of fear hangs even heavier. For over a year, a mysterious gunman had been stalking lovers in parked cars, young women walking home, and innocent people enjoying their city. He called himself the Son of Sam, and his reign of terror plunged an entire metropolis into a state of panic. That's the chilling reality of David Berkowitz. Today, we're going to delve into the story of David Berkowitz. We'll explore his troubled early life, the inexplicable reasons behind his brutal attacks, the massive manhunt that gripped New York, and how he was finally brought to justice. It's a story that reveals the terrifying impact of one man's delusions on a city. David Berkowitz was born Richard David Falco on June 1st, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York. His unmarried biological mother gave him up for adoption within days. He was adopted by Nathan and Pearl Berkowitz, a Jewish couple in the Bronx, and raised as their only child. This early separation and the later discovery of his true parentage would profoundly impact him. Even as a child, Berkowitz displayed disturbing behaviors. He struggled with severe depression and disruptive conduct, often contemplating suicide. He was involved in petty larceny and had a fascination with starting fires, even setting hundreds of arsons in New York City without being caught. His adoptive mother's death from breast cancer when he was 14 further strained his home life and his relationship with his adoptive father. In 1971, at 18, Berkowitz joined the U.S. Army, serving at Fort Knox and in South Korea. After an honorable discharge in 1974, he sought out his birth mother. The news of his illegitimate birth and the recent death of his biological father greatly disturbed him, shattering his sense of identity and becoming a primary crisis in his life. Upon returning to New York, Berkowitz worked various blue-collar jobs, including as a postal sorter. Increasingly isolated, he began to develop extreme paranoia and delusions. He became convinced that demons communicated with him through his neighbor's dog, a black Labrador retriever named Harvey, owned by a man named Sam Carr. These demons commanded him to kill. David Berkowitz's descent into violence began on Christmas Eve, 1975. He stalked 15-year-old Michelle Foreman, stabbing her with a hunting knife. Miraculously, she survived, though severely wounded. This initial attempt, a failure to kill, reportedly pushed him to seek a more effective weapon. Berkowitz switched to a .44 caliber Charter Arms Bulldog revolver, a powerful and distinctive weapon. This choice would later become a crucial identifying factor in the investigation, as authorities dubbed the unknown killer the .44 caliber killer. Berkowitz began targeting young women, often with long, dark hair, and couples sitting in parked cars late at night. His attacks were seemingly random, striking in different boroughs across New York City: the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Queens. The unpredictability intensified the fear. Behind the facade of a seemingly normal postal worker, David Berkowitz was spiraling deeper into a psychotic state, fueled by his delusions. The voices he claimed to hear from his neighbor's dog, Sam's dog, were driving him to fulfill their horrific commands. The shift from thought to murderous action was complete. The nightmare escalated on July 29, 1976. In the Bronx, 18-year-old Donna Loria was killed, and her friend Jody Valini was wounded as they sat in a parked car. This was the first confirmed murder by the Son of Sam. The city was unaware of the terror that had just begun. Over the next year, Berkowitz continued his gruesome spree. October 1976 saw Carl Denaro and Rosemary Keenan shot in Queens. In November, Donna DeMazy and Joan Lomino were attacked, with Lomino left paralyzed. January 1977 brought the death of Christine Freund and injury to her fiancé, John Deal. The fear was growing. The killer began sending taunting letters to the police and prominent journalists like Jimmy Breslin of the New York Daily News. In these bizarre, rambling letters, he identified himself as the Son of Sam, claiming his neighbor's dog, Harvey, was possessed by a demon that ordered him to kill. These letters amplified public fear, turning a terrifying unknown killer into a notorious figure. New York City was gripped by palpable terror. Women with long, dark hair cut and dyed their hair. People stayed home at night, avoiding parks and lovers' lanes. The vibrant nightlife of the city dimmed. Every loud noise, every strange car, every dark street corner became a source of anxiety. Police hotlines were inundated with tips, and a massive task force was formed. The murders continued. Virginia Voskerichian shot dead in March 1977. Alexander Esau and Valentina Suriani murdered in April. Judy Placido and Sal Lupo were wounded in June. The summer of 1977 became known as the Summer of Sam. On July 31, 1977, David Berkowitz carried out his final attack. Stacy Moskowitz, 19, was killed, and Robert Villani, 20, was partially blinded as they sat in a parked car in Brooklyn. This attack, though tragic, would provide a crucial lead. Law enforcement faced immense pressure and frustration. With thousands of tips, vague witness descriptions, and no clear motive or pattern other than the .44 caliber gun, the Omega Task Force struggled to identify their killer. The letters offered little in the way of concrete evidence, only escalating the psychological warfare. The breakthrough came from a seemingly minor detail. A woman near the scene of the Stacy Moskowitz and Robert Villani shooting remembered a police officer issuing a parking ticket to a cream-colored car near a fire hydrant just minutes before the attack. This witness also described a man acting suspiciously. Detectives checked parking tickets issued in that specific area and time frame. One ticket was issued to a 1974 Galaxy, registered to David Berkowitz of Yonkers. This raised immediate suspicion. What was a Yonkers resident doing 25 miles away in Brooklyn at 2:30 a.m.? Police began surveillance on Berkowitz's Yonkers apartment. On August 10, 1977, as Berkowitz exited his building, officers confronted him. He immediately stated, "Well, I guess this is the end of the trail." In his car, police found a semi-automatic rifle and, crucially, the .44 caliber revolver used in all the Son of Sam shootings. He was on his way to commit another murder. Upon his arrest, Berkowitz gleefully confessed to being the Son of Sam. He provided chilling details of his crimes, reiterating his claims about demonic commands from his neighbor's dog. His bizarre and disturbing statements cemented his image as a man consumed by madness. David Berkowitz pleaded guilty to 6 counts of murder and 7 counts of attempted murder. Despite questions about his mental fitness, he withdrew an insanity defense. During sentencing, he made a chilling outburst, shouting, "Stacy was a whore. I'd kill her again. I'd kill them all again." He was sentenced to 25 years to life for each murder, to be served consecutively, totaling 365 years in prison. Berkowitz has spent decades incarcerated in various maximum security prisons in New York. In 1987, he claimed to have become a born-again Christian, referring to himself as the Son of Hope and expressing remorse for his actions. He has since written about his faith and participated in prison ministries. Berkowitz has been denied parole numerous times, most recently in May 2024, and has often stated he believes he deserves to remain in prison for the rest of his life. For years, he also claimed he was part of a satanic cult and had accomplices, though these claims have largely been discounted by authorities and legal experts. The Son of Sam case had a profound and lasting impact. It exposed vulnerabilities in multi-jurisdictional investigations and forever changed how New Yorkers viewed their city. It also led to the creation of Son of Sam laws across the United States, designed to prevent criminals from profiting from their crimes by selling their stories. Berkowitz's reign of terror remains a chilling reminder of how mental illness and delusion can intersect with extreme violence. The story of David Berkowitz is a grim chapter in true crime history. What aspects of his case do you find most disturbing? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in more stories of the dark side of humanity, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.